AU Bank back in 2008, March of 2008. They put in 20 crores at a valuation of about 50 odd crores at that point.
30 crores. Sir, इतने महंगा देते नहीं थे यार.
अच्छा, तो ठीक है. So and then they stayed invested. They put in more money. I think in 2010.
10.
There was, and then of course, I mean, in a phased way, they sold their stake.
Yeah.
The final exit value, market cap, when they sold was about 5,000 crores. So
Yeah.
it's been a 100-bagger, AU Bank, for Motilal Oswal private equity.
Yeah.
I know Raamdeo is coming.
Yeah.
Now Raamdeo is the second thing, right? So Motilal Oswal as a firm still owns about 77 odd lakh shares.
70 lakhs.
Yeah, 77, 78 lakh shares. And there, he's not made 100x. He's only made 33x in the last 11 years, and he's complaining.
No, I'm not complaining. I just wanted to keep the record straight. I have not made 100x.
Well, I think he will. And congratulations, you've got the universal license. So I think the 100x is coming, Raamdeo.
Yeah, sure.
What we aim to...
I think, because you are covering the story, but, just 2 minutes on it.
Please.
So, when I came in Mumbai in 2007, and I was looking for a private equity or a private capital, and, I was being supported by HDFC Bank. But then I met Raamdeo, I think 2007 September onwards, right? And Vishal and of course Raamdeo. Raamdeo se baad mein mila tha, Vishal se pehle mila. And from there today, it's good now 20 years, more or less 19, 20 years, right? And still when Raamdeo speak to me about the company, the future, the growth, the India story, you must be hearing so much. I think it always inspires me, For me, it's not the way Raamdeo would have earned money or would have created wealth. I think his company, his Sangat, which has inspired me so much that if people ask me that who inspires you to build company or to build, institution, I think one man, which is Raamdeo. So thank you so much, Raamdeo, for doing me all these things for over the years.
He inspires us all. I mean, I have to say.
He is pure, he is so natural that sometimes, you are in such a difficult, positioning mindset. But once you meet Raamdeo, it looks like, itni si to baat thi, yaar. Why you are so much depressed, Just go and play the inning.
Yeah. What we aim to do here is try and ask Raamdeo how he built his conviction. And I mean, the motto of Motilal Oswal is buy right, sit tight. And I think you've done both with AU Bank. So what can we learn from the journey, and how to, as investors, how do you kind of find these kind of tremendous wealth creating ideas? And of course, we'll ask Sanjay how he did it. So I'm actually just here to facilitate the conversation. As a conversation aimed, we thought of it as a conversation between Raamdeo and Sanjay. Let me just kick this off. Sanjay, let me ask you this. When did the idea come? I mean, what was the genesis? Because your family was not in the business, right? I mean, you're a first-time entrepreneur in that sense.
Yeah. So Prashant, I'm a product of 90s, I done my chartered accountancy in 95, and that time era was very different, and the only silver lining was that India was opening up. There were some sectors which were given the private license, and at that time only the HDFC Bank of the world came in picture, right? And being a chartered accountant, I figured out that I don't want to do any normal practice and all those things. But Jaipur, was never inspiring you or pushing you to do something great, Somehow, I would have done around 10 odd businesses, in those days. Right from export to even a truck company and whatever, right? But finally, I figured out that my own knowledge or my own comfort is more around the building the businesses around what is your finance or maybe investment banking and all those things. So I started with my own HNI help, and subsequently, got with HDFC Bank, the famous partnership, which I always say that, I'm a product of HDFC Bank partnership, and they inspired me a lot. When I started meeting their leadership and, figuring out that their knowledge and my knowledge is same. So, the ability to think big.
That was in 2003.
2008, right? And I met everybody except Aditya Puri Saab till 2008, and with Paresh and everybody. And those people really inspired me that whatever they have as a character, as a personality, as a risk manager, product manager, distribution franchise, I also have, but I'm not getting a platform, right? And where I met Raamdeo ji, and the team, of course, the first is Vishal Tulsian, and from there onwards, and when they started believing in me, because it's not about putting 10 crore in your company, it's about believing and supporting you, and I was coming from nowhere, At that time, 2008, it was one product, one state, one lender. That was the company, right? That was not an NBFC. I think when Raamdeo ji put the money, then we became NBFC. And then, now you know the story. So I think one thing led to another, kept the patients always in mind to really, be around that. So all those things. So
and Raamdeo ji, I think always used to say the next HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank was a big winner for him back in the day. And he always used to say the next HDFC Bank. And I think he found that in you. Raamdeo ji, tell us a little bit about your first impressions and what really got you excited about AU and Sanjay.
Yeah, so we had set up this first, private equity firm, private equity company, and we had about 400-500 crores to invest to 10-12 companies. So one of the thought process for me was value migration from public sector to private sector. So I said, and that time HDFC Bank had already become somewhat. So we said, I told Vishal, why don't we look at some budding private sector lending companies? So get me few small ones, because we were giving 30-40 crores, so we couldn't have got big one. So we're looking for this thing, but profitable. Okay, so in 1 week's time, they bring in front of me Sanjay. Okay, now Sanjay, I said, I think they're making about 2 or 3 crores profit.
Yeah.
2 crores, yeah. So I said, so how much, what exactly you do? So they said they're onward lender of HDFC. So we had great respect for HDFC. So he said they have got 200 crore line from them.
Yeah.
I said, we'll check with them whether you actually got 200 crores or not. Yes. If Aditya Puri has given 200 crores, we'll definitely give you 20 crores. That was a total due diligence.
I think it was not me, he got the comfort. The comfort was Aditya Puri.
No. If somebody has, how do you check whether this guy is good or not?
Yeah.
So he's a chartered accountant, good looking, very energetic, very nice, everything. But whether he has the business sense or not, if Aditya Puri is given 200 crores, 20 crores, hum pakka denge. And the deal got done.
That was line of credit. I mean,
it was a partnership model, right? And where the first loss basis.
Right.
Outstanding was around 400 crores.
Right.
Yeah. So
no, but Raamdeo ji, there would have been other companies where HDFC Bank would have had kind of these kind of arrangements.
But we had only this proposal in front of us. Don't forget, he's a chartered accountant.
Yes.
He's a good, robust chartered accountant from Jaipur. So, I mean, we liked him. We liked the whole idea that he has been already successful and he's profitable. See, for me, it was very important that he was profitable. Yeah. And then I think the one led to other, we negotiated.
But Raamdeo ji, let me, in 2012-13, I still remember, and you were in different mood that time. And he called me up and said, Sanjay, yaar, banking license mil jaye na, to main tere ko leke dunga. So he actually quoted me that you should run a bank. And at that time, there was no license, even a guidelines or whatever, And when I got the license in 2015, I called up, sir, ki sir, aapki ichha puri ho rahi hai. So I don't know how he has some linkage with me. I don't know what, Prashant, honestly, that he has some view on us and he can actually read our future. If you go back and see his video on us in 2009 when we celebrated this investment, what he has said at that time in Jaipur, and many people now when they see the video, they say, how come Raamdeo ji knows you so well that, I think he quoted that, in 2009 that one of the asset class, one of the asset which will grow in Jaipur, in next 15 years would be AU. So I think, I don't know how, from where, you always have some comment on us, whether it's koi Hanuman ji ka kuch hai aap pe ya
See, it is the tailwind of the private sector banking because value migration was done and they are competent guys. They were actually conducting so well. So I was very clear that there will be many more HDFCs will be born. And a lot of guys that tried to be next HDFC. And nobody kind of made it. In fact, the most successful possible bank right from ground up is going to be AU. And I had been So, see, one of the things he said, I will never give unsecured loan in India. That was one of the promise of yours.
Yes.
You know, so they never see, a lot of companies, banks, they suffered because of this unsecured loan, the MFI part of their own book. So fortunately, they were not heavily into this right from beginning. So they had a very good risk management. And when I visited their office in 2008, I found their office to be run tighter than my office. And I was always proud of my office. So I said, ye bande to bahut sahi hain.
Tighter means?
Tighter means you could see, at 11 o'clock, people are silently sitting. You just feel, whether
That's a well-run operation.
Well-run operations or not. Or it's a loose, aisa kuch nahi. It was small operation. And yet it was very professional, very disciplined. I mean, those are things you judge because I'm visiting companies from 1985. So I have seen hundreds of companies, badly run, very well run, world class. I've seen all of them. I mean, like I've seen Infosys from 95 onwards. I mean, so those things help you understand whether there is something better than special, because you're just talking about 50-60 crore worth of company. Total market cap to be about 70 crores.
Right.
So these other things, when you look at a company, what is the option value you are paying for all this? You're getting a terrific entrepreneur, terrific future. The runway is very large because this country is going to have 14 to 15% credit growth compounded for next 100 years. In that, you are starting with literally nothing, I mean, some 100, 200 crores. So runway is massive. Size of opportunity is very large. Business is reasonably good. It's not like Nestle or Lever, but 18, 20%, 16, 18%. So it's a damn good. But you can deploy a lot of capital. You can deploy 5 lakh crores, 10 lakh crores. But there needs to be a discipline. So most important thing is, how do you handle capital? How do you, when lend, how do you get it back? It is not an easy trade. I cannot do it what he can do. Because when we invest in equities, we know it can go to zero. And we allow it to go to zero, and many times it goes to zero. But this guy, they cannot afford to do that. When they lend, they want everything back. थोड़ा सा पठानी कार्यक्रम भी हो. So
इतना खराब भी नहीं है सर.
नहीं, इतना खराब भी नहीं, but being good lender needs to be very tough. Even if you see Aditya Puri, he's not a very soft guy. He's you got to be strong. Even physically, you got to be strong. And he was. So we said, let's take a bet on
Collections are not a problem. Sanjay, but has Raamdeo ji been a capital provider, or he has been he's provided guidance, mentorship? It's more of a partnership. I mean, how do you?
No. I don't think that Raamdeo ji, provided me the capital, honestly. It was more of Vishal's fund and all those things. I think Raamdeo ji always, inspired me a lot, in terms of his approach towards life, his approach towards building the institution, his approach to think, bigger, larger, beyond today. All that came because I never educated from the business school, right? I'm a chartered accountant only from Jaipur. So how come you can relate that in 50 years, you can be a largest bank or maybe a top 3 banks of the country?
So he
right?
gave you, Raamdeo ji ne aapko sapne दिखाए और आपके कुछ targets थे?
No, Prashant ji, it was not about dreaming. It's about...
No, in terms of what is possible.
No.
Yeah.
I think he's very natural, honestly, right? Like what he was saying in the earlier discussion that, be optimistic, there will be many noises, but you don't want to be noises, be on your job, I think his maybe would have given me 5 ideas, but those ideas actually built it,
Sure.
Now it's my duty to not to have 50 ideas from him, right? He will give you 5 ideas and build yourself another 45. So I think for me, he's the first guru to me in terms of not building as a bank, right? Building as an institution, building as a personality, character,
Sure.
governance. I still remember that because I'm Jaipur ke chartered accountant the, in 90s chartered accountant would do a lot of things which is not correct in my opinion. But in 2010 he told me that, Sanjay, don't waste your time on taxations. Don't waste your time on the tax people. It's a waste of your time. Just pay your tax. Pay 1 rupee more so that they are not coming to your office, right? And we are now 17, 18 years, Actually, I don't even waste a minute on my tax status, So I think these were the things where he was pushing me to be focused on business, good governance, building the team, think big, think beyond you. you know. And that is why, you know, Prashant, you know, and with the full blessing of Raamdeo ji that, you know, in my last 9 years, you know, our balance sheet has now gone 10 times, you know, in spite of so many challenges, you know, right from, you know, the COVID or the bank crisis, NBFC crisis, the interest rate high, you know how the last 9 years would have been, right? But we just kept on our resilience, focus, execution, right? And we are now, you know, the largest SFB, the only one we got, the universal. And now from here in next 15 years, you know, me and Raamdeo ji were chatting the other day that even if you grow by 20% year on year, you know, we would be touching what today the ICCI is, you know. So what we have done in last, 20 years in the partnership, we have created the belief that we can do it.
I mean, I remember the IPO when it came at 10,000 odd crore valuation, and it was an expensive issue. It was
price to book.
Yeah. 5 and
Got listed as 6.5, 7 book.
Yeah.
70 or 10,000, and now of course market cap is 75,000 crores. And now you've given us it can be an ICICI. I mean,
it has to be bigger than them, honestly.
Yeah.
Because, you know, let's be honest here, right? SDC Bank never had an advantage of AI. I think they never had an advantage of their own, you know, they didn't have any role model, right? I have this SDC Bank in my front, right?
Right.
You know, I have more technology. I have more ambitious people with me. I have more bigger economy, right? So my aim cannot be only SDC Bank, to be honest. You know, in my next 25 years, it can be bigger than that also. I think the challenge is not opportunity. The challenge is how mentally you are solid enough to take that scale. You know, or to remain in that corridor that, you know, you will get, right? So I think my belief is that in next 15, 20 years, you know, I know that I'll not be there, but this institution will become big, and all people be really proud of, like, you know, what we have created in like last 20, 30 years, you know. So
I mean, that's a round of applause for Sanjay. I think that's a phenomenally well put story, and of course ambition.
And you were talking about, sir, AI, na, sir?
Yeah.
Because, you know, some subjects maybe not be going deep, but at bank level, you know, Prashant, I am seeing that, you know, because for the scale, SDC would have done a lot much hard work. You know, now hard work can be replaced by AI. You will need people, right? But you can't put energy. You can't put them that they have to do everyday hard work to build a next SDC Bank, right? In my opinion, we will create on a 50% effort bigger bank than SDC Bank in next 25 years because of the tech, you know, support.
Which is now available, which is not there back then.
Yes, you know, you can't even imagine what kind of AI is doing in the sense of making the life easy. You know, the language has become, you know, no matter to what, you know. As of now, if I want to build a South franchise, I need to understand 4 languages. Now I don't have to understand any language because AI is talking to the customer, right? So where that capability was 25 years back.
Yeah.
So when I'm deep in Tamil Nadu, I have a support of AI-led communication, right? So I think these small things are really helping me as a CEO to think bigger, you know, scalable, you know, and that too in control.
Yeah.
It is not that, you know, when we are building up, you know, there are a lot many gaps will come in, right? So I think, in my opinion, the technology will actually fast forward the entire scale building mindset.
I think Manish makes that point often that maybe in terms of adopters, the biggest will be financials and banks.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you have the data, you have the...
I have one question, Sanjay.
Yeah.
What the regulator is doing is that whatever is the founder bankers, like Ms. Kotak, and so they are being, at certain period of time, they are being superannuated and they want the team to be in place to take it forward, the journey.
Correct.
Okay. So is AU, since it is a first generation entrepreneur and founder, do you have, well before you are being asked to step down, do you have a team, better team than you, ready to take over?
So, sir, I think if you ask me, banks are public platform, you know, and I completely in sync with the regulator's view that beyond a point, a promoter or a CEO should not continue because it can create a risk. You know, it's not about Sanjay Agarwal or maybe any other name. It's about the system in place. So, and then this my duty, you know, or any CEO duty to create a second line succession, because in the end, it's not about 15 years. Maybe after 30 years also, when I get retired, somebody has to take care of that, right? So I think that is completely in focus. And regulator also pushes us to create 2 EDs or deputy CEOs, deputy managing director, in order to really build this, the sustainability around leadership, And Raamdeo, for me, being a first generation entrepreneur, I strongly believe that, it's not about you, it's not about me to build a business. It's about how better I can visualize that, how it will run beyond me, And banks are meant not only for 30, 40, 100 years, I have seen a bank for 400 years, So why can't we create an institution which can last, even, when I come back in this earth, maybe, I just joined AU Bank as an employee, right? So I think that's the whole idea, to build a institution which can last for not for only centuries, for many decades, not for decades, many centuries, So
Raamdeo ji, from for viewers,
it's there, sir. So in short, it's there, and we work on an everyday basis.
Yeah, Raamdeo ji, for an investor who's watching, right? I mean, what is the takeaway? How do you spot an AU? I mean, not everyone has the access that you have, or the team that you have. What are the 2 or 3, especially in financials? Because I mean, it's a space littered with accidents, and you yourself said, I mean, the most important thing is return of capital. I mean, that is that you can't go wrong there. Yeah. So, what would you tell viewers who are watching?
So now, actually, opportunity is not only among the lenders, but now the much bigger opportunity is opened up in the non-lenders. That is the capital market. Whether it is AMC, whether it is wealth management, they're just about to start it. So, fortunately, they are not lending type. Here you have, you need a platform where there is no capital adequacy so far. And I mean, with 10,000, with 1,000 crore capital, you can manage maybe 10 lakh crores or 20 lakh crores. So what is required is to create a competent team and competent distribution to manage assets, because the wealth generation in the country, I mean, just to give you some numbers, in last 20 years, the total savings is about $12-13 trillion in India. If you add up all 20 years. Next 20 years will be, hold your breath, it will be more like $50 trillion. Just the savings. Mark to market on top will be another. So we're talking about $100 trillion flowing in here. We don't need anybody's money now. I mean, there's enough money from the domestic savings coming into the capital market. Now that capital needs to be managed by wealth managers, asset managers, intermediaries, all sorts of things. Now, can we find one emerging platform, whether it is a wealth management, whether it is asset management, and hundreds of them will come. But can you find a Sanjay Agarwal in that vehicle and maybe seed, So
you don't have to look for a Sanjay Agarwal in a bank. You can look for...
No, bank to I'm already invested.
Bank to hai.
Yeah.
So,
now he will set up insurance, AMC, wealth management, everything he is going to do it.
Yeah.
And that will come free of cost to us. Yeah.
But Prashant, my own understanding, sir, is this, that last 5-7 years, and the credit goes to all you people that you put so much money into the new, energy. But nowadays people are really want to build a business which can actually create a value. So they are not looking, they're creating a value from balance sheet than a P&L, right? So you will find many entrepreneurs, but, somehow you have to train them. Somehow you have to, make them understand that it is not a 1 year, 2 year, 5 year story. You want to really create a wealth, it has to be at least 20 years, have patience, have better governance, better transparency, honesty. And you have to delink yourself with the company, What generally people make mistake that, they want to own everything, and then they just mess up, right? So, but I think there's a lot more opportunity, more people than what at our time, in my opinion. So, but you have to train them, right?
One thing I want to say, we have to find people who have done first round of success. The whole entrepreneurship or success story of any entrepreneur, any in the world, it is success builds on success. It's a series of success. It's not one. Now, AU Bank has come this far and they just got the actual universal license. So that is one of the reward for success. Now, how they use that universal license to go to the next stage. So it is a continuous build-up. So that's what I have seen in my 30 years of entrepreneurship, that success builds success. It's not that right from day one, you know what is going to be your future. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Raamdeo sir, in Jaipur, when you invested in 2008, Prashant, we were the only NBFC.
Yeah.
Now, the North NBFC Adda is Jaipur. You'll have 200
Wow.
NBFC. And no, the ripple effect is that every NBFC is paying tax.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the success is only not limited to you. It's entire society, even government benefits from the whole success of any entrepreneur because it inspires so many people, right?
Yeah.
So I think the only point I want to ask Raamdeo ji, and then I'm struggling with that, if India want to get a scale, which we are talking about, how we are educating people in terms of building businesses, and building the resilience, building the mindset, I found that Indian education system don't give us a business school, like where we really want to understand the entrepreneurship, building the business, understanding the business.
Programs like this.
Yeah.
Program like this? Yeah.
No.
But do you think like American system of building?
No. Best. See, entrepreneurs are kind of the guys who want to work for themselves. That is what is the real trade. Like you and we both decided to work for ourselves.
Correct.
Whether we are going to become big or not, that is a different thing.
Correct.
So fundamentally, do you want to work for somebody or do you want to work for yourself?
Correct.
Once that determination is there, then that school is your own kind of a country, your own place where you want to do it. I think.
I was thinking to propose you, let's start a business school.
I don't think
That's an idea.
business school. In fact, business school, you go to business school, they are looking for, they will not attend your lecture if it is not going to give them credit.
Correct.
They want only placements,
Yes.
nothing else.
Okay.
So entrepreneurs are not born in business school. In fact, it is born more in Chartered Accounting Institute.
I think this is such a lovely conversation and we could go on, but I think this is, Raamdeo has a further appointment, so he's got a hard stop as well. Thanks both of you for being here. Sanjay, what a
My pleasure to be with Raamdeo ji.
what a wonderful entrepreneurship journey. And I think you've given us targets bigger than HDFC Bank in the next 20, 25 years. And why not, right? Absolutely.
I'm giving target to my team.
Yeah. And Raamdeo, thank you so much for being a guiding light to AU and, of course, all of us and thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.